around with it, but
Okay.
40-10, yeah.
after that,
Hey, David.
Yeah.
We're on the internet.
Hello, welcome to Family RPG. I'm David Then, your Dungeon Master for Arcana. Of the Ancients.
There we go.
All right.
I was so tempted to just jump in there. It's like, take a sip, don't do it.
So, it's been a little while, but what happened last time for point of inspiration?
Well, Dad and I were reviewing.
Yeah.
Dad, you take the reins on it. Because
Oh.
you're the one who actually wrote down some names.
Okay, well, I don't have any inspiration, so I guess I will.
There you go.
Uh,
Nor do I, but that's fine. Go ahead.
we had the battle with the sort of boss guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see, he took over our ship.
Well, he was a boss.
He was a boss.
He had his own
yes,
company.
He was,
and,
yes,
Yeah.
he was a boss. And he
What was his name?
commanded, his name?
Dead
Yes.
guy.
You got it?
No, I just said dead guy.
Dead guy.
He's dead.
He's dead. So we don't remember the dead.
Senor Pancake.
Oh, golly. You know, that's one name I didn't
He wasn't
write
even a
down.
pancake. He was just a splatter.
I wrote down the names of the people who gave us land,
Uh-huh.
but not that guy.
Uh-huh.
So, oh, all right. Limac.
There you go.
Okay, I did write it down.
Okay.
Just didn't know what the context of it was.
He attacks with the nano machines. They
Yes.
started disassembling the old structure, and it was coming in on us. And we, a couple of us jumped to the ship because he was controlling him from our ship.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Okay, yeah. Stan, Ray, and
But
jumped
that's the same
to
person.
first. Yeah. And so we did a few things to slow down the nanobots, but really couldn't stop them. I conjured some eagles to help somebody if they fell, and which did work out. We saved Phil in the end because Phil jumped out on the ship, but then he got knocked off. And the eagle saved him. Let's see, Alton released some kind of a black, what was that thing?
The Spear of Darkness thing.
Spear of Darkness. And
It had
so
a different name, but I
slowed
believe
it
it'd
down
be
a
into
little
the
bit, all right. And then we ended successfully. Let's see, saved Phil with the Eagles. We took over the ship. You know, I forget how we. Oh, yeah, that's right. You banished Limac
Yes.
and then moved the ship, and then he was pretty well damaged, hurt before, I think. But anyway, so you were able to convince the construct, the leftover construct, that was helping run the ship because it took two people to run it. And Limac reappeared and fell to his death, which was the plan, sort of. And you were able to get the ship onto what was left of the structure, so we could all be rescued, and then fly back down to the new structure, which was being completed by the nanobots on autopilot, and by that time they were continuing on completing it. By the time we got back to land, to at least reveal that we had stopped the bad guy, it was too late for the old structure. It was being devoured. We also were able to get a message to everyone
That's right.
on the
sizzle.
structure
Yeah. Get out.
to escape. Yeah, before it was all removed.
Uh-huh.
Okay. And so somebody named Margot Lumber, or Lumber, gave us some land for a reward.
And give you some stuff.
And some stuff. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And
Yeah.
things.
Stuff and things.
A few things, but no cash, no money.
No.
Okay. And that's all I can remember.
Okay. 1 point
Oh.
to Arthur.
Gonna need that.
I got a murder globe.
You got a murder glove, yes.
Yes, I got my eye attached.
Mm-hmm.
Ah,
It's an Arcana.
Exactly.
I got a surgeon's chair.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Phil was just like, I got a rock.
Uh-huh.
So there was one more thing. Now that you're down, back on the ground again, that you were dealing with Limek. He had 2 automatons. You destroyed one,
Right.
and you kept the other. As far as it's concerned right now, is just waiting for further instructions from Limek. You can shut it down.
I've been deceiving it this whole time.
Yes.
Yes.
If you want to deceive it again, you're going to have to roll again.
Sure.
Well, you probably ought to shut it down.
You probably have a purpose for it.
Well,
I mean-
yeah, but you need to have it obey you and not your fake voice.
Well, I can
So-
just tell it.
Tell it to.
I'm giving you over to
Yeah. Good answer.
Yeah. Alton.
All right. Sure. Why not? Okay.
So roll deception.
Deception, yes.
I'll give you some
Guidance.
guidance. Yeah.
Thank you. Nat 20. Just you can look at it.
Yeah.
What guidance? Oh. So
Plus 3 plus 10. So that's 33.
I think he'll do whatever you say.
So do I need to go grab an automaton off the shelf?
Yes. A medium construct.
I think the top left section has the most likely planet.
Okay.
And more than likely, this thing's just going to be piloting the ship anyways.
Sure. A co-pilot at least, yeah.
Co-pilot, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But clearly it needs to be a Modron.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay.
So now you have 2 robot buddies.
Yes.
Okay.
A slot opens up in its chest, and it says, Alton, please place your hand in the designated area.
Okay. Place my non-gloved hand
Yes.
in the designated area.
Mm-hmm. Basically like a fingerprint kind of scanner
Yes.
kind of thing. You have now been imprinted.
Literally.
What does imprinted mean?
It means you are now its master.
Oh, I was asking that.
You are now my master.
Ah.
What are your capabilities?
I am a pilot.
I'm the pilot.
All right.
Though what happened to my brother?
We don't know.
Deception.
Deception. You're a machine. You don't have a brother.
He clearly sees the destroyed.
Yeah.
I am interacting with a machine, so I'm going to roll 2 here.
Yeah.
13.
It believes you.
Okay. That's good.
There must have been some sort of malfunction.
Yes, I will be piloting with you.
Very good. If you want the stats, it is basic automaton type 3 on page 247.
Regular Arcana?
Yes.
Okay. Basic automaton.
Does not have a name. So if you want to give him a name, he's not going to fight. He's just a pilot.
Basic automaton.
Yeah.
Type 3.
Yep.
I have a terrible suggestion.
And what was the page?
247.
247.
And
What
would
are
that
you
be?
thinking?
Jesus, will you be your co-pilot?
No.
No, I said that's a terrible suggestion. I mean, sacrilegious. No.
Yes.
No. A Wubba and airplane reference. What's your vector? Roger, Roger.
Snoopy.
Okay, that works
Go
too.
fight the Red Baron.
There you go.
Okay.
The pizza?
Yes, the pizza.
Hmm.
All right, your new designation is Snoopy.
Affirmative.
Okay.
But you already have a robot dog with you, right? Oh no, it's a pony. He's a pony.
Pony.
All right.
What? Does he have a name?
No.
You're not gonna. Okay.
Because I'm not going to yell at him to pull up.
True.
You keep track of his stats and stuff. Now I told you what it is.
Mm-hmm.
I'll write down Snoopy.
Okay.
I mean, I suppose in a pinch, they do have stats for a melee and ranged weapon attacks.
Mm.
So just use those. But
Yep.
yeah.
I just want to point out on this Eye of Mental Contact. In addition, all creatures with minds you can sense within 100 feet are lined in your sight with a glowing aura, allowing you to gauge a creature's relative strength of mind, weak, moderate, strong, godlike, and see its silhouette in otherwise lightless conditions.
Limed?
Lined. Not lined. Lined. L-I-M-N-E-D. I'm assuming that's lined, as in outlined.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
Oh.
makes sense.
Probably a misprint.
Yeah.
Unless they're like green color, like light green, the lime.
Yeah.
Ah, you have an aura about you.
A sickly looking aura. Well, it depends. I guess a lot of franchises and different things have like green being, health and nature and stuff, or otherwise it's poison, or just depends on what franchise you're looking at in terms of how they apply the color green.
I mean, it could be, because I'm looking it up right now, one of the verbs of lime is limed, to paint or cover a surface with a composition of lime and water, whitewash. The government buildings were freshly limed.
Ah,
Maybe.
yeah. Okay.
It seems a little too weird for.
Yeah.
You can see like an outline or like a
Well, I'm going to
targeting
go
thing.
with lined, because why not when I put this description in?
Oh, sure. I mean, at least you can add custom objects like that since they're not
Yeah.
normal. Supposed to give you a little time to add Snoopy to your list as well.
Yeah. I'll run that out of the book for right now.
Mm-hmm.
The important thing is, if it has a brain, I can see it in the dark.
Mm-hmm.
Now, still probably disadvantage to hit if invisible, but I know where it is.
Mm-hmm.
Well, look, you're shooting at the brain usually.
No, you
That's
see
a
the whole
headshot.
creature.
That's a headshot.
So you are currently in Yargalimus. If you wanted to use your newly acquired estate,
We got a long rest.
for your long rest, so you can wait till the next morning. Want to do anything else while in the city, or I assume you
Prepare for a
went to
trip.
went to somebody to get the eye
Yeah.
put in and stuff.
Yeah.
You'll probably have a little conversation with someone while you're there. So while you're in a very similar workshop to the one you were at way back, yeah,
In the Wayback Machine.
way back machine, not that, no. There's a guy by a table just playing with a deck of cards, just very expertly shuffling it, and like basically showing off.
Nope,
Like-
nope.
One-handed.
Not going around cards.
No?
I'm just walking away from the cards.
no, it's normal deck of playing
Nah,
cards.
I've had
He
bad
doesn't care.
experience. Someone else can go deal with this guy.
Okay.
Deal.
Yeah.
I wish that was on purpose. I really do.
I figured it wasn't, but I figured I'd also give you credit for it, so yeah.
Kind of waves the group down, like, hey, come here. I want to show you something.
Oh, okay. I'm not going to take any cards, but oh look.
No, I'm not dealing them like that.
Okay.
I lost a lot of money dealing with it like that.
Huh, interesting. I almost lost a life taking a card like that. Anyway.
Within like moments, he's able to make a house of cards, like properly stack them, like as if he was taking agonizing time
Yeah.
to make this proper display.
Okay.
But it's done quickly.
Done very, very quickly, yeah.
Okay.
And you're like, how in the... You notice he also has like robotic arms.
Ah. Okay.
Quite the talent there.
Thank you. They call me Orson Card.
Wow.
Orson Scott
Any
Card.
relation to Orson Welles? Anyway.
No, Orson Scott Card.
I know. Yes.
Then it'd be first names. Why would that be a relationship?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought he was Asian. They usually put the last name first. Anyway, okay.
So, where are you guys heading?
Could be Donwell's. Where are we heading? North?
I tell you what, if you had one of them radio transmitters, I had to sell mine in a game I lost.
That seems to me we did have something like that, didn't
We do have one in our ride, yes.
we? Well, I don't think we're going to give that up, per se.
No, it has become useful.
Mm-hmm.
We saved many lives with that.
Mm-hmm.
Those who were in the bridge.
Oh.
You may have heard of that.
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
We were up there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you done anything newsworthy recently? That's why I thought, okay, moving on.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Just saying, if anybody's asking for me, you want to make a perception check?
Perception?
Yes.
Okay.
Maybe history.
History, okay.
Yeah.
8. I don't know this guy.
Oh, I got a natural 20.
Ooh. Candy.
Well, convenient because you had the list of
Ew.
people that,
Yeah?
yeah, Edgar Burroughs was telling you about.
Oh, okay.
This guy was on that list.
Ah,
Apparently, he hadn't been in contact because he had to sell his radio.
okay. So what's his name?
Orson Card.
Oh, Orson Card. Okay, yeah. I don't know why. Okay. And he had to sell his radio, so
Yeah.
what's
Just tell Edgar he's okay.
okay. All right.
Next
Okay.
chance you get to,
And have a chocolate. Preferably one with
Yes.
coconuts or nuts in it or
Oh,
something.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I'll take one here.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you how many times I opened one of these and there was no chocolate in it.
No chocolate.
Yeah.
Fell apart, huh?
Wow.
It was very disappointing.
Hmm.
I tried to see if it fall in behind something. It was like, no, there's literally no chocolate. How disappointing this would be.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I know they were on clearance, but
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
but yeah, where are you guys heading?
North?
North, huh? You do know what's north, right?
There's an obelisk up there, up.
Way up, but closer, like
Mm.
across the border of this empire.
Were we talking about that? I've forgotten.
Make a
Yes.
history check.
The Pythoran Empire?
Yes, we're Pytheron, where you are
Pytheron?
now.
Mm.
Okay.
No, I don't know anything about it. No history at all.
One?
I rolled a 1, yes.
Wow.
Well, I'll tell you.
I will believe you.
I had a 9. So, yeah.
North of here is the nation of Malavik.
Hmm.
And, what's something called the Void Chasm. You might remember it as the Earth Wound. I'll give you a little history lesson of, you might want to head west instead of north.
Huh.
Yeah.
You
So anyways-
take a detour, you mean?
Yeah, take a detour. Yeah. About 100 years ago, there was a big fight, huge war between Malavik and Pytheron.
Huh.
And all across their border, there was a huge battle.
Mhm.
And all of a sudden, there was this really high-pitched whine coming across the battlefield. And a massive blue beam came out of the sky and nearly chopped the border in half.
Huh.
This earth wound, as older folks call it, created a chasm, huge rift, 25 miles wide, 10 miles deep, and 200 miles long.
10 miles deep. Huh?
Yeah. I mean, that's as far as they could figure out before their sensors and telemetry. They sent probes down, and they stopped reporting after
Oh.
10 miles.
Okay.
Now, of course, neither empire claims responsibility for this weapon,
Mm-hmm.
but
You stopped the war, huh?
it sure stopped everything real quick. And it's gotten to the point where
Hmm.
nobody crosses for fear of triggering it, because people get about halfway and they hear that sound again, and they turn back and it stops. No one crosses that border.
How do they get across it anyway? These flying machines?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's like the other half is still
Yeah.
like the fighting was all along the border. He shows like this. It's only half of the border that's actually been cut into. The other half's still okay, but they don't want to lose that.
Yeah.
So there are armed guards along the border, basically saying, "No one crosses because we don't want this to happen again."
Mm.
So it's both a no man's land and a neutral zone.
Ah. Mm-hmm. Gee, do you think we want to try and go cross it? Probably not. Okay.
There are the mountains to the east, but with your flying machine, there's horrible storms up there. They would knock out your flying machine in seconds. So, yeah, safest bet, go west, then go north. West will take you to Ancuan, and then north to Iskabal, and then you can pass by the barrier.
Mm. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Just a suggestion. You know, you can try your luck, but I don't think either side really wants anybody crossing at this point.
Mm-hmm.
So you were friends with Edgar Burroughs?
Yeah, that's right.
That's great. We know him too.
Oh,
We contacted him through our radio.
all right. Well, let him know I'm okay. I mean, I know it's been a while.
Sure thing.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And if you can spot me some shin to get a new radio, I appreciate it.
You know what? We're actually a pretty charismatic group.
Mm-hmm.
How about we try to buy the radio for you? We get a better deal for you. How about that?
Oh, that sounds great.
Okay. Now, how much do you think would be a normal good price for a radio? One with good distance and stuff like that.
About 50 shin.
50 shin. Okay, we're gonna try to get one less than that, but still the same quality.
Oh.
All right.
Well, don't push your luck.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what's the worst they could do? Raise the price?
They could.
That's well, let's hope they don't. All right.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
You'll be here?
I will be.
All right.
Okay.
Let's go. We'll find a place to find him a radio
Mm-hmm.
as a thanks.
Mm-hmm.
That way he can go talk to Edgar. Or to,
Yeah.
yeah, Edgar.
Mm-hmm.
And we don't have to. So, what are we rolling to find a place with electronics?
Arcana.
Of the ancients?
Yes.
Of the checks.
18.
Hey, you find a fairly decent used electronics shop. A lot of things of junk. A lot of it's just like trying to put something together to make it work.
Yeah.
And there's obviously the things that actually do work cost quite a bit more.
Yeah.
Like if you know how to put one together, you can.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. How's your confidence if we buy a couple of broken ones you could mangle together a working one?
I can certainly try.
With that helmet thing of yours, you'll be better at it, right?
Or I could use mending.
That works too.
Okay.
Yeah, let's get your broken one.
So I use a bread sprayer and make a nice loaf of bread for them. And we take those in.
I don't need a breadboard.
That was inspired.
Fine, inspiration.
Thank you.
Okay.
Oh, Alton.
I mean, just for trade, you know, maybe you get the price down, especially if you're buying something that obviously isn't in good shape. We don't have.
I'll
a lot
also
of-
add some presentation to it to flavor it a bit more, because
okay.
I recall from the description it's fairly tasteless.
Tasteless,
Well, I
yeah.
mean, any use of it has a depletion rate.
Yeah, well,
So did
it
you-
does, but you have to use it for a full. If you're just making bread as opposed to making it as a weapon,
Or
you
making
have to
a
use
wall.
it for an hour.
Yeah.
So in theory, you can make 6,000 foot of bread before I have to do the check.
Okay.
So we did 1 foot, maybe 2 foot.
Bread by the foot.
Yeah, bread by the foot. Yeah.
And it's actually a foot long and like Subway sandwiches. Okay.
Oh, but thicker, yeah.
Yeah.
Should we go sweet or savory with this?
Savory.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know what flavor are you wanting this to be.
Well, I guess a common one is garlic bread, but you think
True.
buttery flavor.
Okay.
Yeah.
Some buttery garlic.
Buttery, yeah.
Yeah. It's nice infused in there. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
There is a city on Malavik's side of the chasm called Stirthal, which actually has managed to build alongside the chasm, so they have things that are attached to the chasm wall
Okay.
without issue, and
Yeah.
so that's basically what they've tried to observe and try to understand the chasm and how it was made and stuff. It's how they've done as much research as they have, but they found that going any further than that starts triggering the noise and
Yeah.
no.
Let's try that again.
Can they identify where the noise is coming from?
It just seems like it's from everywhere.
Huh.
Like you could hear it
Now,
from miles because it creates miles worth of destruction.
Huh.
All right. Snooping is that.
Okay, so guys, well, if we want to get a discussion or not, if I want to do a persuasion check, do we want to count his bread as guidance?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure. Yeah.
Oh, not as good, but still pretty good. 16.
16.
I rolled a 4. Very persuasive and very deceptive.
What are you looking for exactly?
A good radio that so something that was a good radio. We're trying to work on some parts here and there, and got a friend who tinkers a lot. Try and get him a good project to work on maybe.
I can do 40 shin.
40 shin. Okay. All right, we'll do that. I take it from the party funds then.
Sure.
Okay.
What? There's going to be a party?
The group funds.
Oh.
Okay. Thank you. Appreciate doing business.
Yes.
Is there anything else we want to buy while we're shopping here?
I can't think of anything. Anything we need for the ship?
You can see the sign that says knick-knack, bric-a-brac.
Give the frog. Okay.
You like the name?
It's very creative.
Thank you.
Very clever.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
You got any robot polish?
Nope.
Okay.
Yeah, you don't want turtle wax. Only works on turtles.
Right.
Or headlight fluid.
Don't need headlight fluid.
There actually is exhaust fluid, though. Anyway.
Do you have any? I keep hearing about this. I'm not sure whether or not you sell it out. Do you have any elbow grease?
Nah, you gotta make that yourself.
Ah. I don't think
Blood, sweat, and tears. That's what elbow grease is.
Ooh, that sounds like a necromancy spell there. I don't think I'm interested in that.
Blood, sweat, and tears would make an excellent necromancy.
Yeah. Granted, I do speak with dead. Aside from that.
You say that out loud?
Sure, obviously.
Sure. He kind of looks at you like concerned. Like, we don't allow that kind of stuff in this town.
That I rather not have to either. It's only in case of emergencies. I really prefer not to.
Let's not do it here.
Yeah, I see no cause for it. Do we see anything in this locale? Like, wow, that would be neat to have.
Make an Arcana check.
You just want me to roll another one.
With
That's an 8.
Wow!
Yeah, I rolled 2 at least. There's a lot of stuff here. It's like walking through Mendelssohn's windows open. It's like there's a lot of stuff.
kind of useless, but a lot of stuff.
Can you find anything useful in here? It all looks
I
the same
suppose
rusty. And
I can look around. Do I get 2 dice or 1?
2. You're already looking for electrical,
Alright.
so.
Good. Dirty 20.
Wow.
Yeah.
Alright. Take a quick look at stuff and things.
It's the TI-80 of Doom.
TI-99. Anyway. Oh, that's the computer.
That's a billion years in the future. Think of how many editions they had afterwards.
Oh, okay.
They might have gotten in triple digits.
Mm.
T.I. pie.
You find a speed boost. It is an uncommon cipher. When you attach this adhesive patch on your skin as an action, you gain advantage on dexterity ability checks for 1 hour.
All right. How much for this little doodad?
How many ciphers do you have?
About 10 shin.
10 shin? Let me first check my pockets, make sure I don't have too much stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you don't want to mix those things too much, you know.
Yeah, I'll pay you 10.
Very nice doing business with you.
And it's a speed boost.
Mm-hmm. Do the elephant men want anything?
Arthur, do you want to do a search?
I can't think of anything.
Well, that's the thing. You don't think about it. You just
Oh,
try to see
okay.
if there's anything interesting.
Well, let's see. Yeah.
What was that page?
110.
We'll look and let's see. What was it? Arcana or?
Yes.
I got a 14 and Loxo got a 3.
Nothing really stands out.
Nothing really stands out. Okay. Yeah, I don't really. I've already got 3 ciphers, so I don't want to.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't going nowhere.
When does Luxo have any? And I don't think Phil has any. So
Yeah, that's true. Loxo doesn't have any.
I used up all of mine.
yeah.
Yeah.
You gotta consider when you have stuff like that, you know, especially the ciphers, one-time use. Just
Can we use ciphers in the ship to power the ship?
Yes, we can.
Yeah, so that's what I'm
you can
saying.
feed them to the ship, yeah.
Basically, what I'm saying. I've got the cat's
Which
eye.
you take this detour, you're gonna take a lot of more energy.
The cat's
I'm going to be
cat's eye.
throwing in every one of these little oddities that I have to get every little 5-mile thing I got out of it.
So, well, we'll take something that we
They
can
said
throw
Phil
into
has
the
still has
ship.
6 oddities on him.
Uh-huh.
Phil has 6 oddities on him.
Mm.
We never declared what they were, as it's told to write down 6 oddities.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, because you're not gonna use the oddities for anything. You're just holding on to them for fuel.
Yeah.
6 small synth bags? Yeah, I'll use those for something. Who knows what? 24 pills, a great memory dream? Yeah, I'll use those. 2-headed animal fetus in a glass jar? I'm not so sure I'm going to use that, but I have seen Firefly and they made some money off that.
True. Yeah, with me as your fish man. I mean, I still have my stealth coating. I suppose if we use the murder ball on top of the ship, I could spray it with a stealth coating and then run away. And, you know, then you wouldn't know what's shooting you.
I'm not allowed to take on any more aligned items.
Aligned?
Or,
we have to
attuned.
be attuned.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I suppose you could go east into Seshar and go north to the Ba Adenu forest. It'd be on the other side of the giant mountain pass.
Yeah.
Want to go forest area, or it sounded like the other area was slightly more populated, right?
Yeah.
well, avoiding populations is probably the better choice. Because we don't want them knowing we're coming. And we're not exactly inconspicuous.
What are you talking about?
The giant flying ship with 2 elephants, mechanical pony, a dragonborn that's not even from this realm.
Oh, you're right.
Not anymore. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think we're that.
Or you could take your pick with the Black Riage and try to avoid the lightning storms.
Black Riage?
The mountain pass.
Oh.
Will that be shorter if we do that?
It would be the shortest, you know, but
Uh-huh.
you know, you have constant, you know, electrical storms that could knock out your vessel very quickly.
Decisions.
Could I come up with some sort of lightning rod that's attached to the ship via non-conductive material so it goes down and around?
Make
I suppose there wouldn't be any way for us to be able to use this lightning in order to power the ship?
It'll only get us 88 miles an hour.
That's true. But that's could be enough.
What were you saying?
Well, I mean, there's multiple paths. I have to know which one you're picking. So, obviously, if you go west, you'll have more opportunity to meet more people and perhaps get because
New voices.
Not just new voices, but more defined stuff in here that I can use content of the book to encounter and perhaps win over to your side. Kind of the thing they were encouraged to do when you were leaving Garan was to get the sense of how deep Queen Armalu's power has sunk in, and to try to convince people to maybe not.
Maybe don't do that.
Maybe don't do that.
Well, I'd like to try and draw up plans first to see if I can find a way to deflect the electricity.
Yeah.
Not necessarily build, but just see if I can make plans.
Okay.
And depending on that confidence level, we can decide on which way we go.
Okay.
Sound good?
Sure.
Right. Roll an Arcana check.
Since their plans, no advantage? Or
No advantage.
Yeah.
Can I assist you with it instead? Since I am fairly proficient. I am proficient in Arcana.
Okay, I will take assistance on anything for this. I'm glad that's assistance. 23.
Well, if we do this, then
You're fairly certain you could handle less storms. You the higher up you go, the worse it gets. So you'd have to stay on the lower ridges, and you could skirt around the edge of the chasm, and probably be safe.
So we could trim a little bit off the trip going this way. How much is it going to cost with these plans to build this thing?
Probably about 100 shin.
we got 243 for the party. Sorry, the group.
Yes.
I confuse you.
Do we want to try and do this as skirt around and do this design, or do we want to try and increase the resistance? You do have some oratory skills that you can try and do this. Stop holding pamphlets around.
Oh, do more preaching then, yes.
Yes, join the resistance, not
Oh, that.
take a
okay.
stance.
Okay. My stance.
Unless, of course, you think you can convert them into some religious jihad that they just go through and destroy everything.
Oh my. I mean, I'm very convincing, but
So is it talk them or build it?
are we confident also that building it, making these modifications on our vessel, wouldn't cause any more issues on it? Like, we've already tried to add a few things to it, and we were warned, okay, don't add too much weight to it, because it'll only do so much.
It wouldn't add weight so much as add energy used. So say your odds would go of 5 to 3. At least in terms of giving it, you would be moving less because you'd have more to power.
Right. Could we siphon some of the power coming in?
Like I was kind of trying to suggest.
Yeah, that's what I thought you were going to do was get power from the
I'm
storm.
just worried about you don't.
Blowing a circuit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
lightning's
yeah.
powerful.
You could deflect it with 100. It might cost 150 to actually build it. So it actually uses it, and that's more technology there. It's easier to deflect it than it is to harness it.
All right. Do we want to work on the rebellion, or do we just want to get to where we want to go, or do we want to just try and be stealthy and go the long way around? What's everyone say?
Or you could take your chance and try to cross the border directly and see what happens. Big beam comes down, party kill.
Comes down or comes up?
Comes down.
Okay.
It was boring itself into the ground.
Okay. Curious.
It looked like it was coming from the sun. Like someone harnessed the energy of the sun and made this massive beam that
So
carving.
a satellite probably.
Satellite something carving people.
Helios 1.
Yeah.
Huh.
That's a Fallout
Oh, yeah.
reference, yeah.
Or you could try going to the capital city of Pytharon, which is to the west.
The capital wasteland.
It's called Raman, and you might be able to figure out from their perspective, since neither side wants to say who has this weapon. Somebody did. Somebody launched this at just the right time and was willing to kill both armies to stop this war.
It's probably a third party.
And if you had this weapon, what you could do.
You're saying we might find out who, or
what?
What the weapon? Who controls the weapon? If we go to Python,
That's to the west, which is closer.
I think that's a better idea.
It's along the way.
But
If
can
you
we
want to
control the
take that,
spice?
if you want to take that route around the chasm, you could make a stop at the capital city and see what's going on.
Well, we could before we leave. We'll obviously give the one guy the radio as a thank you for giving us recommendations.
Right.
As to where to go.
Right.
I could try to try to spread the word of resistance against the Queen, and making sure that people in the very least aren't following her, and at the most are trying to go against her, perhaps. And try to plant the seeds of
doubt in the Queen.
Doubt, yes.
Yeah. That's better than actual resistance, because then resistance might trigger some backlash. But if you just trigger doubt, and that spreads.
Would it be? Is it specifically the local government that would be for her? In which case, that would be used against the public. If I were trying to lay the seeds of doubt, or is it just the general public and the government's like, we're doing our own thing. We don't care about what she's doing up there.
Well, if the government doesn't care what she's doing, then that shouldn't be a problem. Whether you do resistance or doubt.
We wouldn't necessarily want to endanger the people because of
that's what I mean.
Just pull out your copy of Marx and then Spiral Workers' Rebellion.
Yeah.
Get the post offices and the radio stations.
Resistance sounds more like a
we're already good with radios.
Yeah.
It sounds more like a revolt, whereas a doubt is just like people.
The peasants are revolting.
It's more of a Gandhi type thing. Well, I don't think we want to do that. I'm very doubtful that's going to work. So I'm going to do this instead rather than just Anyway.
The peasants are always revolting.
Well,
This time they're rebelling.
Okay.
So Rarmon, the capital city, is 200 miles west.
Well.
And if you're going to take that route, it's somewhere to go along the way of avoiding the mountains or that.
So we don't bother with the spending 100 gold or 100 shin in order to make the modifications then. Right?
Yeah. I think
we can always gauge if we want to do it at the next city.
Sure.
Keep the plans with us.
Yeah.
Right. See if you can get a crowd to.
All right.
So we go to Pytharon.
Well, first of all, I'm making my persuasion in this.
We're going to
the city of Rarmon.
Before we leave this town.
R-A-R-M-O-N.
Before we leave this town and its sister town, we're going to try to make persuasions.
Of what?
About people trying to, lay the seeds of doubt against the Queen.
Yeah.
At least spend a couple days trying to do this. Probably. I gather everybody is helping me in this process. Probably.
Yeah.
It's not preaching for myself this time, so you're willing to help. So, and you're going to.
And advising.
Well, it would just be rolling it. Yeah. I'll take the 16 plus 10. That to be 26. If you're going to be casting guidance, another 4. So.
Wow.
30. I'm natural 30.
Okay. So you did good.
A natural 30.
I don't know why I went there.
Was that considered persuasion or what?
Persuasion, yes.
Okay.
Oh.
So you're at like a town hall meeting.
I've been up since 4.
Okay,
fine. I've been up since 4:30. I just needs a lot.
Right.
Go on.
We
Sorry.
worked till like 2:15.
This is true. Yeah, I worked an extra hour and a half or so.
Yeah.
Unloading that truck. Anyways.
Yeah.
How?
So where are you saying this? What are you saying? They have like regular town hall meetings or other like open area, just areas of discourse and people just trading ideas and.
Okay.
Yeah.
we're trying to convince the crowd, the public.
Due to the
man.
university, students are always annoyed at the status quo.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Saying that she only takes, she doesn't give. She hasn't really shown any real power or caring of these peoples.
Well, she's shown power.
Oh,
Yeah, well.
People have seen what she can do. Whether she cares about them or not is another question. But she knows ruling through fear and authority.
okay. Well, okay. That fear isn't the way to live in a society.
Mm-hmm.
That they need to be able to feel their freedoms and be able to rule themselves without fear of what this queen makes herself out to be. There will be alternatives soon, and that you need to prepare yourselves in order to rise up to the occasion.
Okay. One person asks, "Well, if not Queen Armalou, who do we follow?"
Well,
I mean, I want to say stance, but
you're
follow the way of stance. None of these
use
people
a
know
little
who that
common
is.
sense. You follow your local leaders, and unless they're doing something that doesn't benefit you and benefits someone else, like the Queen, then you have to convince your local leaders to.
Well, that might be a little difficult for Malavik because
Yeah?
their leader is 3 years old.
Huh? 3 years old.
Roll a history check.
Oh my goodness. Well, history. Okay. 15.
In decades past, their warlords were quite bloodthirsty, but their current king is a 3-year-old boy. That his cousin is currently regent and was basically really controlling things until the boy is apparently passes through the ritual of the second birth at age 13. Then he is the old enough and wise enough, apparently, to be king. But until then, he's basically just, like the other king died early, and it's like, well, who's next in line? He's too young to rule right now, but he's currently looking for peace. Although they really don't want to risk, crossing that border. They'd really like to know who is in charge of that beam, and if it's Queen Armalou, then.
Call for a democracy, a republic.
Which one?
Take your pick.
The Republic's better. But anyway.
I love democracy.
Okay.
Democracy never will let things get done. Everyone follows their own choice.
Bureaucracy. I like it.
It's not bureaucracy, it's voting on everything.
Everything.
Okay.
That sounds really complicated.
Well,
You're the speech guy.
It gets your voice heard. It gets everybody's voices heard.
But not every voice should be heard. Like yours. Pipe down!
See, you both have the equal right to speak, but right now it's mine. So.
Are you sure? It seems like you're letting us speak a lot.
Can somebody please remove him?
all right.
Don't run for office. In character or not, please.
Let's go a different route here. Let's see if anybody knows. Was there somebody around who is familiar with the occurrence of the giant beam, and maybe somebody who saw it, or there's
Make a persuasion check.
People who have investigated it already, and I got a 1. Oh my gosh.
Oh dear. There we go.
Which that gives me.
You have your inspiration though.
I'm not going to use inspiration on that.
All right.
I need it when I'm dying.
Okay. So your next roll, okay.
Yeah.
Depending on how things go.
Oh boy. Big piece.
Anyone else want to ask about that?
There you go.
I'm going to assume I'll be rolling the next one.
Yes, I do.
All right.
We'll watch it. Just in case.
You're good with persuasion.
Yes. Where you want to know again?
I wanted to know if people were.
It was over
Anybody
100
actually
years
seen it?
ago, so
Yeah.
people who lived through
Anybody
it.
looked
were
at
Well,
very,
has anybody analyzed it? Are there any historians who
there
came
are
down?
like written and video records of it occurring.
Yeah.
But it it goes to static. Whatever video was, like the second it started, like it interrupted all signals.
So the EMPSM short probably included in whatever happened. They're very powerful electricity.
Like there were
Or
automatons.
just your thoughts on free speech and.
there were automatons in the fight that basically shut down during that time. So there's very few people who were like kids at the time who saw it and were far away. Nobody was like at the battlefield as little kids. So they were old men and were like, oh, I beg to remember that, and I tried to. Other written accounts of what occurred, but obviously not as much detail in terms of since no one knew who started it.
Yeah.
And it only stopped because they stopped fighting and started evacuating their respective sides. That's why it only cut halfway through. It was like these people saw it coming and were like, no.
Yeah, it's something I want. A weapon that I want under our control. So,
Yeah.
Which is
Well,
also why
it's
they were so
possible.
concerned about the nanomachines. Seeing this massive weapon take out so many people, they basically made them outlaw anything that would cause that kind of destruction. So, sorry, but, you understand their point of view. It's like, that's something that dangerous.
Oh, well, I know the fear of gray goo.
Yeah.
okay, so like we have a roll of natural like that. Yeah, I keep saying natural. Whatever. We got a total of 30
A
Yeah.
dirty
for the
30.
persuasion. Dirty. That's so dirty.
You really didn't give them an alternative?
Can we look at the archive?
Well, okay, there was
They
the
recognize the danger of Queen Armaloo, and they also recognize basically that
there was
it's
the obelisk of the water god.
Yeah.
yeah.
We
If
were really
once
wanting to go
that
there.
gets to be activated, if whoever ends up controlling of that, would you be willing to follow them instead?
Yeah.
Okay.
But they're like, good luck. If Armaloo can't take it, how can you?
Well, we're going a different route.
Has anybody tried underground yet?
It's
In the air.
a floating obelisk.
Well, yeah, but like it's surrounded by all these monsters is the big deal. If you go underneath it,
Yeah.
get past all the monsters, then go up, then jump high enough.
So you want to radio our drill guy?
Hey, but he's radioactive, isn't he?
Yeah. Maybe meet him on the border. That'd be nice.
Well, hold on. Let me check my alignment before I can voice this plan.
At least
That
you
never
check.
stopped me.
Check yourself
Obviously.
before you wreck yourself. Yeah.
Okay, can't voice this plan.
No.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm sure it'd be devious, but no. Okay. So there's the alternative made then.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Is there anything we can learn from the archives, like before they go to snow, before they got destroyed, or quit recording?
Well, you see that it is a bright, gigantic blue beam coming out of the clouds.
Out of the clouds. So there was clouds, and so you can't see the source of it.
Yeah.
Was it day or night?
It was like cloudy during the day, but like
Okay.
obscured by clouds. So it was like not really storming or raining or anything, but it could have been.
Did anybody notice that this phenomenon caused lightning or anything?
No.
Okay.
They're probably just more concerned with the
Insta-death
Blu-ray of
Yeah.
death.
and massive
Yes.
swath of land. Huge tracts of land. It's just
Just gone.
it's gone. Yes, yes. The fact that it goes further than 10 miles deep, it's like
Yeah.
Somebody cast Mold Earth really, really hard.
Okay.
that people have researched and kind of tried to go along the edge of each side, but getting too far to the center, here's that sound. Everyone recognizes that sound. They're like, no.
Did
It's a high-pitched squeal.
analyze the edge to see if it looked like it was burnt or force damage or some sort of disintegration? What did the edge look like?
Was it crispy? Was it crunchy, peanut buttery?
Well, we can always try and go research it.
Oh yeah.
Mm.
It was compared to an assassin trying to stab their victim in the heart.
Huh. That's interesting.
So, piercing damage.
Piercing.
You know, like someone just used a gigantic dagger and just carved.
So that'd be slashing.
Okay.
Pierce the
All right.
trust.
There you go.
So it was cut. It was like force damage in a fashion.
You know.
Slashing.
Indeed.
Okay.
And then it destroyed multiple cities along the border, but that Stirithal is the only one that was able to like rebuild itself. As more of a test. Like very few people lived there at first, but then it's like, okay, nothing's happening. We can do this.
All right.
Was there any measurement of how long it took for between when they started hearing the noise and when the light started?
It's 25 miles wide. It was about halfway, so 15 miles in, and suddenly, if we don't turn around now, this thing's going to go.
Well, I guess the question is, how long did it take to make a 25-mile swath? A day?
Within like
5
minutes.
Minutes, huh?
This thing was like
Traveling 25 miles mere minutes. Yeah, that's pretty fast.
200 miles
Okay.
along.
200 miles. Okay, yeah.
Now, is there any other? The other question would be: was there any comment from this evil queen up north that she might have known about it, or known anything about how it happened, or maybe
None.
even claimed?
No one has claimed any responsibility or knowledge of how it happened. You know,
Okay, so she isn't saying.
they've
See what I
reached
can
around.
do?
That's what they spent the past 100 years trying to figure out. How did this happen? Who caused it? Why? Someone specifically targeted this day, this battle.
So has this happened before she was around?
And someone has left it on autopilot to the point where anyone tries to cross that border again hears that noise. And fortunately, they know to turn around. And it's gotten to the point where it's like, no one crosses. We don't want this to happen again. Both sides have agreed. And it doesn't happen if you go around both borders or up there, up the mountain pass. It doesn't happen there. It's just when you directly try to cross between Pytharon and Malavik.
Okay.
Just a weird question. Am I the only one sitting here thinking this thing would make a very excellent iron flesh to mold with? Just become one with the machine and...
We don't know what this thing is.
yeah, but if it's a satellite or whatever...
You'd have to go into space to, figure that out. But
Space. I have thought about writing a character that's just obsessed with wanting going into space.
be another game where it's like there's no spaceships or anything. There are things in space,
Yeah.
but no really easy way of getting there. Thanks, Shadowrun.
It was in Star Trek, but yeah, that's
That is space.
completely different. Yeah.
Almost all entirely space.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Final Frontier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But then all the other broken rules that are like, I don't know.
Yeah, even though in Star Trek they proved time was another frontier.
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
Or the mind.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
How far can your
Okay.
intellect
Well,
go?
we aren't getting anywhere with these people. They obviously don't know anything. Let's
Well,
go.
no, they're
Let's
staying in this
move
town.
on.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So you're going west. Go
We're
west,
going
young man.
west, yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So we're going to Rarmam?
Yeah.
Okay.
So do you have enough for the 200 miles? Check how much fuel your vehicle has, and
I will see. And just get rid of that.
Can we power it with other stuff than ciphers? I mean, would
oddities up to ciphers, relics, iron flesh would give you a ton, but you know.
I mean, I'll just give you all 6 oddities that Phil has.
They're worth 5 miles a piece.
Yep.
Boom, boom. There you go. It's erased.
With the 24 pills, that gets us 150.
Here, you can have that one. Never
Cipher.
Yeah, cipher.
Cipher depends on the rarity. Is it
Uncommon.
uncommon would get you like 15.
Yeah, so that's 150, 165.
Stealth coding?
Hold on.
Okay.
165, 170, and I throw in those 6 synth bags. There, that gets all of it. That gets us our 200 miles. So, your oddities, most of my stock.
Yeah.
This use for fuel.
Yeah.
I like the note.
Yeah, it's something you inject.
Oh, this is the Tribble Factory.
Yeah, it's something you. Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're using it.
Oh well.
Yep.
Oh well.
And then
He threw it in.
And make your Arcana check to pilot.
Yep.
actually, the cat
also
side,
have the automaton stats up to see whether you're
I do have the
Mhm.
automaton as a follower. It said it got 1 skill with +2, and I put that as Arcana for piloting.
Natural.
All right.
All right, Dark is the automaton. Why?
And
One?
No, just all crud. All right, I'm gonna at least re-roll one of my d20s.
Yeah.
Well, there. I at least make sure we don't crash into anything.
Uh-huh.
So I got a 20. He got a 6.
Mm-hmm.
So I make sure I don't kill us.
Yeah. You get about halfway. You're gonna have to try again because the whole thing just kind of twists and turns a bit.
Hang on, Snoopy.
Uh-huh.
Stupid, hang on.
Yeah. Bad Snoopy. Snoopy got a 6.
Again.
I got an 18.
Uh-huh.
Snoopy's changing dice.
Snoopy's holding you back.
Yeah.
Sure you want to use him?
I mean, he's his automaton.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll just keep trying with that. Well, he got a 6, and I got.
You're
Yeah,
holding you're
16.
holding this team together. This
Yeah.
duo is just like duh.
Glad we got rid of Woodstock.
He can fly.
They can fly now?
A little bit.
Yes. But he also flew upside down, I guess.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Then again, Snoopy only flew in his imagination, so.
And if we're a robot, it'd be simulations.
Mm.
Yeah. This isn't like the simulations.
So let's see.
So hopefully we got the rest of the way, right?
Well, it's
It
been
was
about
slower.
a week, you know,
Okay.
of travel. But you're only traveling 30 miles a day, like I said, 200 miles.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you want to make any like searches while you were going through, trying to find more fuel, or?
I'm flying, so it's up to you guys to determine what you're doing.
All right, we'll look at the ground, see if there's anything.
You've had a week
interesting.
of nothing otherwise, so.
Yeah. Is this perception or arcana?
Arcana with disadvantage unless you're leaving the ship.
Or perception? Regular?
Or perception.
Okay.
Perception? Yeah.
Still with disadvantage.
Oh, with this.
Because you're inside the ship. You're not outside looking around unless you stop the halfway through.
Well, in that case, I'll do it with arcana then, because it'd be +6. So okay.
Yeah.
Disadvantage.
Okay. Now I got perception.
I got 11.
Mm-hmm.
Dirty 20.
That was with disadvantage.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right, you're like, stop here, there's some stuff.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Good
we might
things.
need to pick up some fuel here. You seem to be having trouble flying this thing out.
You find 10 oddities.
10 oddities.
10 oddities.
Mm-hmm.
Going in the tank.
Okay.
Whatever they are.
Yes.
Those sure are odd.
Okay. So how much will this tank hold? I mean, could we have filled it up?
I filled it with all that stuff
Yeah.
enough to get us there.
Yeah.
I think it only holds like 200 miles.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
No. Need a bigger tank.
You only hold so much.
Yeah, I know.
So, granted, we'd have to throw some of that mid-travel because we had already 150 miles in the tank, but just keep feeding it as we fly through the week.
Okay.
Yeah.
But 3 more oddities would give us 5 miles apiece. You said 3 oddities?
10.
Or 10? 10.
Yeah.
All right, we are at 200 miles available after we make this 200-mile trip.
Okay.
This is
No.
practice for if I want to get an electric vehicle. My
Mhm.
charging time is 4 hours, but I'll have 150.
Yeah.
Mhm. Mhm.
Mm.
Okay. Should we make it to the town finally?
Yeah.
Sorry, not the town.
The capital.
The capital, exactly.
Capital city.
City. A metropolis, or?
This old settlement of marble, stone, and glass once fell into a state of decay, but is now being restored to its former grandeur. Everywhere, scaffolds cover important buildings, while workers restore crumbling facades.
What's the name of the capital?
Rarmon.
Okay, Rarmon. Okay. And that's capital of what?
Of the Pythron Empire.
Okay.
At the heart of Rarmon is a sunken palace, the ancient home of the Empress.
Chaladine
Yes.
the second.
Yes.
Well, you wrote something down.
Yes. I have here Carmon after that. What's Carmon?
Oh. Yeah, I got the old one.
That is as well.
You mean Rarmon?
Rormon?
Rarmon's the capital.
I don't know why you wrote Carmon.
Could you speak quickly? I don't know.
I don't know.
Maybe it was a Digimon.
Rarmon Digivolve 2! Rarmon!
Oh my goodness. Okay.
So if you want me to make an Arcana check on the palace.
14.
Yeah, I got a natural 20
Ooh.
plus 2.
Okay. I don't know
Okay.
how the druid knows about this, but anyone can know about anything.
On the palace, huh?
The entire palace is a Numenera device.
Woo-hoo.
Whoa.
Spherical in shape, it is half immersed in the ground, so it appears to be a dome of metal and synth. The palace can rotate in any direction and has its own gravity. The sphere can be rotated so the entrance is concealed below the surface, and the floors within are perpendicular to the ground outside with no discomfort to anyone within.
I mean, technically, anything with mass has its own gravity, but apparently
No.
it has a higher level of gravity that surpasses that of Earth, and it
Yes.
counters it. Okay.
It can conceal its entrance, so it basically burrow itself into the ground to protect from any attacks.
Ah.
Just in case
So-
someone decides to use that
So
beam
it's a
weapon.
diglet. Okay.
Yeah, dicklet, yeah. But even then, the beam
Well, it
weapon
sounds
could
like
like
the beam-
tear through it
yeah.
anyways. Yes.
Right. Goes way further in than he can burrow.
It may be able to
Okay.
burrow further, just haven't the need for it.
Well, it wouldn't be fast enough. I mean, it couldn't be fast enough. This thing blasts in less than
It's
a minute.
True.
You'd have to.
Which definitely suggests something out in space. If it's
Yeah.
able to get that much of an angle that quickly.
Yeah.
Do you want to try to have an audience with the queen, or do you want to look around what else in town?
We should be more accustomed to
Why don't
customs in town.
we
More
spend
points.
some funds to make at least the core of our party look more presentable for an audience, rather than the same clothes we've been wearing for months.
Oh.
And have several fights in, and yeah.
Uh-huh.
I mean, I can say to be clean, and you can cast mending to make them fixed, but it's still
Yes.
yes.
Uh-huh.
All right. So yeah, I guess we'll go to some place to
A tailor.
a tailor. Let's see. I mean, I don't wear armor particularly. Does everybody else wear a form of armor?
Yes.
Okay. So are we going to be wearing our armor while we're there, or are we going to be willing to take off the armor and wear just fine clothes while we're in this
We wear
town?
fine armor.
I mean, you can get your armor polished. I'm sure they have a service for that. It'd be a lot cheaper.
Yes. The Tin Man. Where does he get his armor?
I feel like a lack of armor would be better.
Yes.
Don't take any overt weapons in. Don't bring the Kingslayer. Just minor
Well, I
things.
can make my quarterstaff look like a,
Well, a
just regular
staff
cane.
is fine.
You ain't take an old man's staff.
Yeah.
Private old man with his walking
That's
stick.
right. That's his walking stick.
I mean, okay, Phil
Or
does have.
walking stick. And
I don't think we'd be taking Phil. I don't think we'd be taking all our others.
Okay, I was gonna say,
Just-
Phil has mithril chain armor. It's pretty fancy looking.
I think they stay with the ship.
Sure.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
We buy some nice clothes. Take something reasonable to non-lethally defend yourself that you're willing to. Yes, I'll let you hold this, but nothing, no insane things.
I mean, I really don't need much. I'll definitely, yeah, I'd be fine leaving my crossbow behind and my 2 daggers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
take one dagger so it looks like you can take care of yourself,
Okay. Sure.
but you
Yeah.
hand it over.
Yeah. Yeah.
Always give them something to have.
Sure. Sure. Oh, you've. I'm there's offenses now without this. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like, for example, I'd take the stunner. It's not horrible, but it's useful.
True. True. And also, you can, if they question what it is, you can explain it, and show how we mean no harm.
Being the guy that now has a metal face with an oversized metal eye and a metal hand.
I mean, you've had some problems, and yeah.
Come with me if you want to live.
Okay.
Pretty much, yeah.
I am metal Vecna.
Now we just had to replace your ear. The ear, the eye, and the arm.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just waiting to get a head of machine mastery.
Let's redo the whole thing.
Yes. Oh, and don't forget the intelligence module. That, yeah, I'm just a walking cyborg him.
Yeah, there
Okay.
is cyborg. Yeah. So yeah, we do that. How much would acquiring appropriate attire in
Roll
town?
persuasion.
17. It's not so high that he's like, okay,
Yeah.
well, never mind that. It's like, oh, 17. Okay, I'll roll against this.
Yeah.
Sure, sure.
For each of you boys, he didn't establish like a
So,
Yeah.
yeah. Say where? All right.
just the 3 of you, right?
Yeah.
Let's say about 3 shin apiece.
Okay.
Well, that's not bad.
No.
You offer a polishing service as well?
That's another 2 shin.
All right.
Okay.
I got a few pieces of chrome that just need cleaned up.
Might I suggest you boys also see the barber shop? Your scraggly hair, I'm sure you haven't cut it in weeks.
Yeah, that's probably a good
Fair
idea.
enough. Fair enough. I mean,
You can dress the part, but do you look it?
I mean, I suppose would they provide also like I don't know pedicures too, like really get deep skin and deep nails and everything, like. Oh. Maybe we get half off on discount, yes.
Okay.
And if your hair actually represents your character's hair, maybe less on the barber shop as well.
Oh, that was cold, David.
It's all right.
Oh,
I'm
that
just-
is cold too. Yeah.
Yeah, I am just showing off the shine that is natural to my character.
Chrome dome, yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. So we're just taking it off individually or from the party funds then?
Group fun.
I will pay for myself.
Okay.
Okay, I guess I'll pay for myself.
We don't spend many of our own funds on
I don't
ourselves.
have
true.
any of ours. Down to 10 chin.
I have 17 left.
I'm being frugal. All
Okay.
right.
Do we now look the part?
Well, how much for the haircuts and
You have to go to the barber shop for that.
yeah, we
Okay,
gotta go
yeah,
get a
barber
barber shop.
Okay, another persuasion to.
Yeah.
All right. So 15.
Just 1 shin.
Okay.
Oh, excellent.
1 shin apiece.
Can I do an insight check to see whether or not he's actually going to do a good job?
Yeah.
It's 11. Higher than average.
It depends on what you're looking for.
Okay,
I mean,
good.
if it's just a trim, it's fine. But if you're looking for some specific style,
Okay.
it might be a little more challenging,
Yeah.
especially with your hair.
With your hair, what are you doing?
I don't think any of you really described how much hair or you know.
What are you even doing walking into a barber shop?
I mean, I look mostly humanoid. I mean, I chose that miniature because, I mean, you know, I half snake person, sure, but I do have hair. I do look mostly human.
Okay.
Okay. Anyway, so we get all gussied up.
Yeah.
Yep.
You leave your equipment that you don't want to take in the ship.
Yeah. Okay.
Just to be specific, and I will only be taking with me my stunner, potion of healing. For some reason, I have that with me, and I feel like that needs to go, and the pole of collapsing.
Okay.
Huh. Okay.
Anybody else declaring the things they're taking in and making sure they mark?
I mean, I'll leave my crossbow and my bolts. I'll just only take one dagger. I'll keep my holy symbol and prayer book and my arcane focus on me, but I'll leave back my explorer's pack. I don't think I need to do any rituals there, so I'll leave back my powdered silver, potion of water breathing. Maybe I'll take my loot with me. Maybe I could perform something. Key, leave behind flame focus on my neck, so don't worry about that. Leave behind the murder globe and stealth coating. And I'll leave behind my Roger oil branding. I really don't think I'm going to be able to convert anybody in here. So, yeah. There we go. Declared.
Okay. I'll take my quarterstaff, and I'm going to throw a knife so I can take that so I can give it up. In case somebody has. We don't want your weapons. And, gee, should I take my bread sprayer? And how big is the ray of emitter of numbing? That'd be a good one. I can just keep on me.
I picture them like about the size of a wand or
Okay.
rod.
Okay. So anyway, that'll be it, I guess.
Okay.
So as you approach the gates, you see several guards waiting. You know, please state your business.
We come through this land and we seek to audience with the Empress.
Make a persuasion check.
You want guidance?
If you can give it to me quietly, yes. 18.
Did you bring a gift?
I have this.
The
cat.
Empress does like Numenera devices.
Doesn't like?
Does.
Does. Oh.
Does, yes. She can show us something that she hasn't seen before.
I have something from out of this world.
Very interesting.
I don't know if it's certainly possible someone may have seen this before on this, but this one comes from another world.
Well, you can show it to us while we inspect you for weapons. We don't want you bringing anything dangerous in here.
Show them the pole of collapsing.
Okay.
Very interesting. I mean, I'm sure there's some Numenera device that can do the same thing, but I haven't seen one so rudimentary.
Exactly. You can't find any machines on this thing.
No.
Doesn't even seem to have electrical power to it or anything like that, yeah. I present this loot that as played provides visual effects with it as well.
Care to show it first?
Certainly.
Performance.
That's 21.
Oh, very impressive. suppose we'll see you in. I mean, you're going to wait a little while. Obviously, the Queen's been quite busy. Empress.
Yeah, you're going to demote her. Yeah.
Empress.
Queen. Huh.
Well, called Queen of the Riage, so multiple titles.
Evidently.
So
Lady
who
of
is
the
this 3-year-old king? Who is he? What was he king of?
Malevich to the north,
Oh, Malvig. Okay.
the other kingdom that they fought against.
Okay. So he's got the 3-year-old.
Yes. So you enter into the palace. Obviously, it's very ornate and special, and basically wipe your shoes off first, make sure everything's
I mean, we got.
So, do they take the stunners, the daggers? What do they take?
They take the daggers.
The daggers?
Yes, anything with potential for physical harm.
Okay.
Well, what do they perceive as physical harm? Like you
dagger.
brought the stunner with you?
Well, I brought
I got the stunner. He has the.
numbing.
Anything that would cause actual damage versus
Okay.
Yeah.
stunning is just like, well, they'd come out of it, they wouldn't actually hurt them, so just don't use it.
Right.
Without reason.
And I bring a loaf of bread.
Because technically speaking, that device could do damage.
Oh. Yeah, it can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Make a 3-day-old baguette. Wham!
No, better than that.
What should I flavor this one?
Cinnamon and raisins.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
After about half an hour of waiting in the near the royal chambers.
No,
I'll
the bread's
cast
not
it
even
again.
warm.
Yeah. They say
Yeah, we're both bringing like magic. You're bringing like a common magical stick. I'm bringing loot that makes holograms beside it. I broke it.
They can't eat those other things. You can eat
I'm still wondering where they think we got this bread while we're in this waiting room and they've already checked us over.
Well, it sounded like you had made the bread in advance. Yeah.
Yeah. The Empress will see you now.
But you flavored it later.
I
Okay.
might have flavored it. I think it'll last for
Let's
an hour.
go and see
so.
the Empress.
Yeah. Okay.
Quick, eat the bread. It's almost the flavor's almost gone.
There's like a little trumpet thing in the royal red carpet, and it's like, you are now approaching the Empress Chaladine, second lady of the Southern Reach and Queen of the Riage.
I could make a bread carpet. Anyway, go ahead.
Please bow.
Oh.
Yes, bow.
I'll bow to
See
no
this,
man.
ornate.
But I'll bow to a woman. Anyway.
Chamber with typical. There's only a proper chair for the queen. There's no like king or any other like subjects or princes or anything.
Right, everyone
Okay.
has to stand.
Yes, everyone understands. Yes.
Natural.
I could make it a bread chamber. Anyway. Okay.
Roll performance to kneel.
Neil. Oh, God.
Okay. That's
Whoa.
fair. That's fair.
Oh, performance?
Yes.
Is that a thing?
Yes.
Huh.
Ugh.
I got 17. I don't know if I add to it.
I
Yeah,
only
I got
got
1. 18.
Halfling! Halfling! It's not a 1. 7.
18.
10. We're not used to kneeling.
No.
Yeah, you certainly look fancy enough.
Yes.
What is it you want from me?
What does she know about the bean? Oh, go ahead. You're ahead.
You're all the one talking on this one.
Indeed, which is always a mistake me as a player. Empress, we come to beseech your guidance in our travels. We seek to, quite frankly, we seek to
Deceit?
We deceit.
seek to dethrone the Queen Armalu.
Roll persuasion.
Potentially through the taking over of the obelisk of Watergod. Can I use your inspiration for this, please?
Yes.
I rolled a
you
2.
may. You can use that inspiration.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Okay.
Of all the things, we really need this to work. Much better.
Uh-huh.
That's a 16
Oh,
plus
this is when
10.
it's a 1 and we hear off with their heads.
There we go. 26. Indeed.
Well, her influence has not yet reached our kingdom, and I don't really know how much we can do. Obviously, if they try to cross through Malavich, they'll trigger the beam.
So we've been told.
Yes. That will certainly annihilate them. Although we would like to look for Malavich's best interest. If they do forcibly conquer that kingdom, they could just as easily walk around.
Yes. Yes. All kingdoms are threatened by her power. Clearly. Obviously, all you are extremely powerful in this region, but she does pose a threat to you.
Yes, certainly.
Yes.
If you can convince the nearby kingdoms, we would certainly join in the fight, although we don't really know how much we could do.
I'm sure you've had your finest advisors try to do research on the whatever caused this chasm. Perhaps we, as being a third party, could provide our own unique skill sets in researching this for you.
Well, you could try the Grand Ori. There's a man there named Garrett, who is my greatest engineer and mechanic. He's
Garrett.
the one that's done more effort on these mechanisms than anyone else.
You got that over there?
Okay, what was his name again?
Garrett?
Garrett, Garrot. He works in the Grand Ori.
Grand Ori. Okay. Sounds familiar. The Grand Ori Opera?
No.
Okay. Which way to the Grand Ori?
It's still in town. It's still in Rarmon.
Okay.
It's outside of the capital. It's outside of the palace, though.
Our potential, we've been told, means of possibly trying to defeat her would be in order to try to take over the obelisk of the water god.
She chuckles immediately, suggesting such a notion. It's like, no one's taken that.
Indeed. It is possibly an absurd suicide mission, you might say. But here we are, and it has been the mission we've been set upon. Would there be any other types of service we might be able to provide for you while we are in this land?
Well, let me see your gifts, your offerings.
Yes. My colleague here has an interesting device.
I have a pole that will extend and collapse upon command. It goes out to 10 feet long, but as you can see, it is no Numenera. It is not from this world.
Fascinating. She snaps her fingers and like, God, I will offer you 50 shin for it.
Oh, it is a gift.
She offered to pay. Do we want to decline her paying? Oh yes, certainly. We want to offer as a gift.
It is.
Ooh, yeah, that's a rub, isn't it? Yeah.
It is a gift, and I would have pleasure enough if you just received it.
Roll persuasion.
Oh, that's actually not too bad. 12.
I mean, it's like she said, I'm going to buy this from you. Don't question me buying this from you is what my thought is, you know?
Perhaps accept 30 shin. At least, I wouldn't take something out of this world for free.
If you insist, I will gladly take the 30 shin.
Thank you.
The gift that I provide is a...
Well, hold on.
Oh, sorry, you have more.
May I have your permission to use this for a good cause, perhaps at a local orphanage?
Sure.
And do it in your name?
Oh, absolutely.
All right.
You're going to donate the money to an
Donate the money that she
Okay,
gave me to
okay.
an orphanage.
All right.
Mhm.
Okay.
I thought you were going to try to give it to find somebody named Goku and you give it to him.
Now,
I figured she'd come back and say, there are no orphans in our country. Anyway.
Make sure of that. The parents die show the children. No.
I shall have our technicians examine it thoroughly. Obviously, finding ways of creating objects through more rudimentary means that have, because we have very difficulty. I mean, the plethora of Numenera devices, we don't understand how they all work. But perhaps this.
I've not been able to figure this one out. Various Numenera have certainly been interesting. As you can see, I've encountered some interesting iron flesh through my travels.
Quickly, yes.
But there have been many fun Numenera as well.
Tell me, where did you find this? Do you know the land?
That is a long, long story. We were transported to another realm.
A forgotten realm, I would say.
Yes. That where we were there for just but a year, but it was 20 years here. And in our adventures, we faced a giant flying lizard they call a dragon. And many others. They do not have the technology we have, but they manipulate the world in a way similar to what nanos do, just on a different level. Their understanding of energy is different than ours.
While he's talking about this, like he's talking about each thing, I'm going to do a presentation to create the illusory image of the things that he's mentioning. Like I make the image of a dragon.
We have heard of these things. There have been many portals opening throughout all the lands, releasing creatures and objects that we've never seen before.
It was thankfully one of those portals that brought us back home.
Perhaps you can make a report of this so our scholars can keep a better idea of what's coming through.
I would certainly love to sit down and discuss it with them.
I'm sure they'd love to hear it. A lot of them are too timid to cross through such portals.
It wasn't completely voluntary, but it was certainly an experience.
Would you go again?
Maybe after we've completed our mission, we could try it at another time. It was certainly an interesting realm, and I'm sure there'd be many fun and creative things we could bring back. And of course, building a stable portal between them would certainly make trade interesting. But the only portal we managed to do involved using a war slug.
Very dangerous things.
Yes.
I seem to have heard about that incident.
Yeah.
It was a long time ago.
20 years ago.
Yes.
Yes. Or 21 years. I don't know. It was 20 years, yeah.
Yes.
That is what started our path.
So you're from Athenius then?
Yes. Other than that, if you would perhaps have one of your courtiers let me know when they'd like me to sit down with a scholar. If you have any other things, maybe my experience will be worth looking at.
They have
Maybe
time
not.
now, if you would like.
I would certainly love to.
I'm sure they could spend hours discussing your many adventures.
Well, I will go as soon as we're done with our audience.
Alright. She looks to...
Yes. I provided this from the same realm as his collapsing rod came from. They called it a lute of illusions. It creates what we would probably refer to as holograms, and yet it seems to have no source of power. It just the mere playing of it. It produces not just sound but also the illusions.
Well, please demonstrate it.
Guidance. You're a little in
Thank you. 17.
Rather impressive. I don't see a particular use for it's more party tricks. You know, there's no real particular strategic or
It is purely for entertainment purposes, indeed. Yes.
and while entertaining, I see no need for it myself. So
Perhaps then my performance would be a sufficient. Have enough gift. Hopefully.
yes, thank you. She looks to
Bread.
Flavored cinnamon
Yeah,
raisin.
cinnamon, raisin, bread. It's finished fresh.
She motions for one of the guards to eat it.
Very
She
fresh.
doesn't necessarily trust
Yes.
like
Uh-huh.
your notion. It is tasty, but it is just bread.
He is somewhat simple.
Just a simple Luxaton.
Yes.
Did you make a deception that he's actually acting stupid?
I don't think he has to make a deception.
Oh, okay. Anyway, all right. So we're done with the audience?
Yeah, she told you to meet with Garrett. Tell Garrett that normally, you know, that her direct interaction with him is kind of like the chief engineer of the palace and of the Orient.
Okay.
And it's like, well, you know, you have permission to visit with him and discuss further things.
Do we think they would have any interest in any of the glowing stones from Quran?
They know.
They-
They know.
Okay, fair enough.
Nice try.
Those stones have tried to go everywhere. Nah.
Okay.
They're secretly the power source for the beam.
They did say it was a blue beam.
I suspect, just talking among our group, our party, that apparently the Queen gets a lot of gifts. Maybe that's why she doesn't really accept too many of them. Although it may seem rude, I can understand. She probably has a room full of gifts.
Why don't you make a history check?
Since they seem to insist that she get a gift every time. I don't know anything about history. 7.
You're not sure.
I'm not sure.
You want to make yourself feel better that she didn't want your bread.
Well, I don't want to, bread could be a weapon.
Anybody else want to try?
That's right.
History?
Yeah.
It's a 6.
Come on.
4.
Nobody knows.
We're not from here, so we don't really know.
Right.
We can make our own
Exactly.
assumptions. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we asked Garrett, why doesn't the Queen take the gifts?
You're not with Garrett yet.
Oh, okay. Darn. All right.
If you have no other business,
Okay, no
she has
worry.
other people and
Yeah.
matters to attend to. So,
We're heading on to the
Thank you.
performance to bow again.
Halfling. 15.
Okay.
11.
Okay.
A 6.
She's
trip.
questioned Breadman
Yeah.
quite some. It's still
Yeah.
the effort you have put into
Yes,
to
yes.
demonstrate has
Yeah.
not raised her ire.
Okay.
Okay, we all spoke respectively, and
Yes.
Mhm.
Okay.
Respectfully.
what did I say?
Respectively.
Re-
Yes, you each spoke
we-
respectively.
Yeah.
We try to speak over each other. Yes.
Well, I
Okay.
suppose I gotta go speak with a scribe now.
Yes.
Well, I mean, I suppose we could all, try to put in our word of
Mm.
we were all in the same realm.
Considering our history checks, we might want to.
So, did we do this? No, I don't think we did. I think we did this instead. Remember?
You can spend an hour with a couple of scribes, each
Okay.
describing and
Yep.
making sure you all have your stories straight of what you saw and what
I
happened.
focus on stance, of
Yeah.
course.
Hmm.
Persuasion?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Deception, actually.
Deception. Oh, okay.
Deception.
Deception. Fair enough.
If you get this scribe to convert,
Natural. No.
21. I
Convert.
rolled 11.
I get candy.
Oh, shucks.
Yeah, they're not sure they're going to put that in the report.
Stance was very helpful in our.
Oh, sure he was.
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So we're going to the Ori,
Mm-hmm.
the Grand Ori.
Yes.
Grand Old Ori.
And, well, didn't say it was old.
No.
But anyway.
Well, if you mind making an Arcana check or a history check.
I like Arcana better.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
It's not a mechanical Ori, is it?
14.
Ugh, 10.
14.
13.
Okay. You know it is a large metal Ori that shows the configuration of the Sun, the Earth, and the other 6 planets. It turns in accordance with the actual movement of these spheres.
Ooh, neat.
So you can see the current alignment of the galaxy.
Does it look like
The
it's
solar
going
system?
The solar system, yeah. So.
to? Yeah, really.
Not that
big.
far. I see the solar system. Yes.
Is there any special alignment that's going to be coming up soon?
Not that you would know of.
Well, I mean, just like things are lining up with each other.
Okay, well, we won't be watching
Could-
it long enough to
Is
see
there anybody around I could ask? Like, hey, is there anything
Well,
special going to happen
Garrett.
soon?
The fact that it just says 6 planets, you know, it's like Pluto's no longer a planet, and Mercury's missing, but you would know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
You see a very short, like 3 feet tall, man.
How tall are you again?
Hey.
Yeah, there's a lot of like step ladders and other things of like having to make
So
sure
this is the
that it's-
perfect place.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
for shorter people
So
too.
you can see eye to eye. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey there, my name's Garrett.
Hi, Garrett. I'm Alton.
Alton.
Yes.
What's
Yeah.
your reason for being at the Ori?
Well, we're kind of looking into information on that beam.
Which beam?
The gash. The
The
one that
big beam.
Oh, it's Big Beam.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, I've been to the chasm, and it's kind of hard to tell after the fact what happened. I mean, I'm not that old, so.
Mm.
Do you have any guesses?
Not particularly. Roll an insight.
18.
He's hiding something.
Oh, yeah.
Uh-huh.
What would be your advice for those who have to travel in the general area?
Oh, definitely take west. Don't try to cross the chasm. You very dangerous.
Hmm.
Is there a particular range that you can get within?
Like I said, about 10, 15 miles, and you'll start hearing the noise. Everyone knows the noise.
Hmm.
We don't know the noise. We're not from this area. What's it sound like?
He plays a little, taps on like a little device that plays a recording of this high pitched whine, and it's like after about a few minutes in, the noise stops and the beam come. That's what happened with the. You heard it while you were hearing the other things. You could hear that noise. The second the beam started up, that's when the static. The recordings of that noise happening beforehand, and anyone hearing it again was like, turn around, turn around, turn around. Do not.
How long did it take for the beam to start before when the noise?
Like I said, it's about a few minutes in.
I just realized that might actually be really a bad thing for you, considering how much iron flesh you have. If it shut down electronics, you would be blind in one eye, in the very least.
We'll figure it
Okay, just pointing that
If
out.
you were anywhere near its range, you'd be instantly destroyed.
Well, there's that, sure.
out. That's kind of like arguing, well, if you have a pacemaker, the nuclear bomb's going to, EMP is going to stop.
If you're within the 25 miles that it can touch down on, you're toast anyways.
Do you know if... Is it set off if say, an animal goes in?
Do birds
No,
fly over
seems-
the thing?
Birds do, yeah. Animals seem to be fine. It's just people.
Ah, interesting.
And robots. It recognizes automatons as well.
Ah.
Okay. So it sounds like you've done some tests around this.
Well, I mean,
No,
basically,
they probably had
what
some
happened during the event?
shapeshifter in.
we noticed what triggered it, and we noticed when people try to go through, and there's a few minutes of that noise, and then going back and the noise stops.
Mm-hmm.
And seeing other things, whatever can pass through and what can't.
Any flying drones?
That's all it would be in the chasm.
We have sent a few down, and it does, once it gets to that point, starts making the noise.
Again.
Yeah.
Okay,
Well, how far past the edge of the chasm do you have to get into before it starts making a noise?
Like I said, like 13, 15 miles through. It's a 25-mile gap.
Yeah. Okay. So you can go
And
quite a
if
ways.
you go about halfway through, but then you better turn back around.
Uh-huh. I mean, it's a big chasm, so obviously whatever's going is flying. You don't have a bridge. Do you?
No. There's
No
no
bridge,
way.
there
There's
you
no
go.
crossing it. You can build
Right.
it up to the edge, but
Yeah.
you know, going past it, no, people go around.
Uh-huh.
We make sure people go around.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Have you been able to get any samples of the ground that was destroyed to find out what might have caused it?
It's
Too deep.
very deep ground. I mean, it's
Is it liquefied? Is it burnt?
it's like carved,
It's carved.
Yeah.
Okay.
like someone stabbed into it and just.
Hmm.
Like cracked?
So is the
We
edge-
haven't even found any evidence of any bodies or anything. It's like, you know, just like completely annihilated.
So is the edge smooth of this chasm?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, there are some bumpy edges in parts of it or whatever, you know.
Mhm.
It's not like, you know, complete. There are areas that it's wider. There are areas that are thinner, like when it starts out. And it's like,
Hmm.
And also, this was some time ago, too, so
Yeah.
there was some level of erosion.
Right.
Okay. And what else do you study here?
oh, obviously the planets and the alignment and everything.
And what have you found out from that?
Some interesting things.
Could you elaborate on that?
Roll persuasion.
Mm.
10.
Oh, and probably too much for your comprehension. There's a lot of big, deep stuff.
We have been sent by the Empress in order to try to aid you in your research, and who knows, it might better inform us about what's going on around here.
Have you now?
Have some guidance there. Roll some persuasion.
Roll persuasion. You gotta convince him that.
That's 17.
With guidance?
Yeah, I rolled a 3.
Oh, you did. Oh.
Plus 4 guidance.
Ah.
Plus 10.
Ah.
Okay, I mean, she's sent lots of people to me before, but I don't think we've really made any progress since.
Well, we're different people. We're very different people.
Obviously.
We took a year vacation in another dimension.
Oh, did you now?
Yes.
They had interesting ways of channeling energy.
Well, he looks kind of at the son of his model. So do I.
Neat.
And how are you finding to channel energy?
Is that something to do with the sun of the model? You just looked at it very meaningfully.
I did.
Yes.
I did.
Okay. So it's like solar power?
It's an electromagnet.
Huh.
Okay.
Kind of, you know, hush hush kind of, you know, points, you know, away from any other prying ears.
Pry those ears off.
Not a
It
giant
fires
magnet.
invisible beams of sun-hot fire
Huh.
in the immediate area, just to protect the city, protect the kingdom. Yeah,
Huh.
That sounds really cool.
But it
yeah.
doesn't
I mean, it's
say-
nowhere near as capable as what happened on the Void Chasm, but it's the best as I could figure out. You know how to do something similar. It doesn't do nearly as much, you know, physical damage to anything, but it is a fairly decent. You know, when the palace sinks, it's, you know, and sends up the alarm bells. I can use this contraption to at least fire a good distance away.
Have you considered maybe contriving a way to mimic the sound of the large beam to make it look like you're controlling a part of it.
Oh, this clearly has nowhere near the ability that beam had.
Well, it's more psychological than if you have even a light version of that sound, you may be able to stop a battle before it even starts.
As much as this can do, it can protect the city of Ramon, but beyond that, it really can't reach.
Mm-hmm.
So if it clearly, the physical attributes don't match what that gigantic blue beam, this is like, a mile. And that's 20 miles.
Sure, we
So-
understand that. It's just a matter of, again, like you said, psychological warfare. It's a matter of providing the illusion, da-ding, and the illusions
Yeah.
of that you have this wonderful light show, which is very destructive, but adding that little bit of audio too could provide further worry.
Plus, we don't really want
Also-
to attract attention to
Also,
ourselves.
it would be taking credit for the laser.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No one wants
Yeah.
to do that. Because
No.
if they did, everyone would come swarming trying to figure out how we did it and take it for themselves. We can't do that. We don't want to do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know the two obelisks. Do you know anything about those two obelisks? The one, the water one, and what was the other one?
Amber. Well,
Amber.
that's the Amber Pope. No, right.
Well,
The
yeah.
vacant palace. 100 years old, no?
The other,
Monolith. Does have
The other
water.
The two monoliths.
Yes.
right?
Oh,
one
yeah,
does
yeah, I mean,
water. The other one controls. I forgot what it controlled.
It showed up.
With Queen Armalou.
Yeah, with Queen Armalou. She's got apparently control over that one.
Well, I mean, it's quite a difficult up north, yes. But,
Yeah. Do you
that's the
think
way to
that
travel.
that obelisk could have caused this beam?
No idea.
Okay.
I know for certain that no one really wants to. I don't even want to reveal this. Please don't tell
Well, we
anyone.
won't tell anybody, no. It's just
We assumed that it came from the sun, and so
Yeah.
this was the best way we could figure out on a very, very small scale of electromagnets. But even if Malevich found out we had this,
Yeah.
they'd think we were somehow responsible for trying to recreate that event. Nobody wants that to happen again.
No. Okay.
I forget, in this world, does the moon still exist?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, were we aware of satellites?
Yeah.
Okay. I asked, is it possible that it could originate from the satellite? I mean, it was very cloudy that day. We don't necessarily know what was above those clouds.
There's no evidence. We can't really send anything up into space to find out. So
How big is your device that you've managed to create?
it doesn't say specifically in here, but like I said, it covers basically it's this central sphere, and you can raise it above the city so that it commands attention to the immediate area. It can basically cover the couple miles that the city, consists of, and basically fire these invisible beams to protect anyone trying to enter the city itself. But beyond that,
Could you perhaps make a smaller, weaker version that could be portable and recharge from the sun?
no, it needs to be this size at least. Anything smaller wouldn't actually garner any ability.
So no solar scorcher.
No. I mean, I couldn't really figure out how to make it much bigger, and it definitely wouldn't work with anything smaller. So
Okay.
if I made it too big, it would cause too much suspicion.
Right.
Make it too small, it just won't work. So
It is for the self-defense of the city.
yes.
That's all it needs to be.
Mm-hmm.
Is there any other information you've garnered from researching other planets? Like, is there an alignment that's going to be coming up soon? Like, you got these.
He recognizes there's something missing.
Yeah.
That the alignments are like out of shift compared to what they could have been.
Okay.
Like Mercury doesn't know what Mercury is. It knows that there's something.
Something's missing. Yeah.
Something's missing.
Okay.
So do you have an observatory, a telescope that you fashioned this model from?
Part of this, yeah, has a telescope section here too.
Yeah.
Did you build this, or was it here for you to see when you came?
Part of both. I repaired it. I figured out how it works, and I've been maintaining it. Obviously, with my sizes, I have to build a lot of ways to reach the taller areas, but
Okay.
Have you found... I know you believe something's missing, you said.
Mhm.
Have you found possibly anything else that might be alarming or interesting? Are they moving in any ways that you wouldn't expect?
well, I think the sun's been growing bigger.
Yeah, over
Here
how
comes
long?
the sun. Oh no, no, no.
Over millions of years,
Oh.
Is
maybe
that
hundreds of thousands.
any... Obviously, there's nothing we can do about it.
No, but within several hundred generations, maybe that the sun could overtake Earth.
So perhaps the Emperor should start a mission to space?
I mean, it's not going to happen with any, like I said, several generations, lifetimes upon lifetimes, before it would get too close for us to have any particular issue with. But there's nothing we can do about
Think
it.
of the children.
The children.
And
Do you know anything about these portals that have been appearing?
No, that is another concerning issue.
Oh. It would be possible to use a portal if you knew where you were going to escape.
These portals have been quite random and vicious
Yes.
to a lot of things and people.
Hmm.
I'm surprised you survived.
Mm-hmm.
We encountered a talking donkey come through one of them.
Wow.
Yes, in this other realm. Yes.
I mean, we've made animals talk with Numenera, but
This one claimed to be immortal.
wow.
Yes. I mean, we didn't want to test it. That'd be rude.
Obviously.
I was fortunately able to banish him back to his realm.
Fair enough. Well, I'm sorry I can't be of more help. I mean, we have what we have, and we know what we know, and that's about it.
Okay. Could I do an Arcana check to basically think about what is something that we haven't asked that we should be asking? Asking for a game master to say, well, if you ask the right question, you get the right answer. But you're not asking the right question, so I'm not going to tell you. Can I do an Arcana check to...
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
17.
Give me a moment. He looks through. There's a bunch of various stuff and things.
Yay, my favorite stuff and things.
Stuff and things. I might have something to be useful for you.
Start with HR, for stuff and things.
HR puppet stuff.
Puppet stuff, yeah.
They're talking about human resources. Like, what
Yeah.
now?
Right.
What do I do this time?
Well, maybe in a few years he'll figure out what is perturbing the planets, and he's got this telescope. I've heard that with mathematics you can determine where something should be, and look in that area and you might see it.
He holds up a bag. This is a cipher bag. It lets you hold up to 3 ciphers as long as they're no larger than a typical handheld device, and they don't count towards your cipher limit.
Oh, so you can hold them in this bag,
Yes.
but the bag does count as a cipher itself.
Let's see. It's a relic.
The relic. Oh, okay.
The cipher bag has a depletion of 1 and 1d20. Check each time you put a cipher in the bag.
What happens when it degrades?
A rift.
Of course.
The old rift.
In the
Because you're
bag?
putting too many ciphers together.
I
Well-
think you'd just be left holding the bag.
No, but not when it's not
It is
back
a
there.
flexible, unknown substance about as durable as wood.
Huh. Flexible
That's an
wood.
odd one.
So like transparent aluminum? It's flexible wood. Okay. Usually that's called paper.
All right.
That's
It is
paper.
on
Yeah,
page
really. Yeah,
61.
true.
Would you like to hold the cipher bag?
Is it being offered as a gift?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. I mean, you guys came.
A lot of you have 3 ciphers already. You could put them in, checking to make sure.
I don't think we have them on us at the moment.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, by a ship.
Right.
I can certainly hold it, but
You could have gone back to the ship.
I don't hold a lot of weight.
Well, it's not. Is it actually sort of like the bag of holding? Where
No,
you don't...
no. It just makes it so the
Yeah.
effect of the cipher limit.
I don't want to
Okay.
carry more.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
I mean, you're stronger.
Yeah, I think I can carry the bag then.
Okay.
All
So
right,
you'd
yeah.
have to you put your 3 ciphers in,
Yeah.
and you check each time to make sure it doesn't roll a 1.
Well, if I only put 2 in, do I have to check?
Yeah. Each time you put a cipher in the bag,
Oh, yeah.
you roll a d20, and as long as you don't roll a 1,
Yeah.
it's safely in there.
Uh-huh.
Otherwise, it triggers an event.
You can put more than 3 in there, though.
You can put
No.
3.
3.
Only 3. Oh, just
Only
3.
Holds
Okay.
up to 3.
So, if you have 3 or less on you, but you're putting them in, will it still trigger the event?
Putting anything into the bag.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Only if putting them in would make you more than 3.
Right.
You have that complication.
Okay.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
So you just lose the bag.
Right. Okay.
And
So it's
contacts.
safe to put your current inventory in.
Yes.
Hopefully it
if
survives.
You use if you keep the 3 in there and hold any more if you lose the bag and it would hold more than 3, then bad things happen.
Yeah.
Cool. That makes more sense.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, I've only got 2 ciphers left anyway. So.
Do you want to put them in the bag or do you want to wait?
I'll wait.
Because once you get to 3, you got to put 1 in the bag, but you only want to hold 2 at any one
Yeah.
given time.
Mm-hmm.
All
You
right.
can
So
pull
you have a
it from the
cipher bag.
Okay.
Yeah.
There you go.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Page 61.
Okay. And was it a D20 that you rolled?
A 1 on a d20?
Yes, a 1. It's another 100 miles to the border of Pytheron, and then you'd be getting the nation of Ancuan.
Mm.
And then you could go straight north to Iskabal and pass up Malavich without triggering the thing.
Mm-hmm.
Or we can just trigger the thing and see what happens.
Well, we couldn't really trigger it because we'd have to fly into it. Was it 13 miles?
Yeah.
And will this thing even fly over a 10-foot hole? A 10-mile hole?
They won't let you
No.
do it for fear of triggering the thing again.
All right. Mm-hmm.
It comes to the point where they test it with stuff, and they're like, nope,
Yeah.
nope, come back. Nope, come back.
Uh-huh.
And they know that you try and fly over it or do
Yeah.
anything, any living...
They kill us trying to.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
If we persisted.
Mm-hmm. Better to shoot it down yourself than to let it kill everything around it.
Uh-huh. Okay. Alrighty. Well,
Unless you can get some eagles and fly us over really quickly.
they don't fly that fast, though.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah. Mm.
Well, I mean, it's 8 o'clock. We can
Yeah.
call it here, and you're still in Rarmon if you want to try to head north or just try to get west and get the new area.
okay.
It's interesting to have a session without combat, so I
Yep.
love it.
Yeah. Yeah.
A lot of talking.
Yeah.
Yep.
It makes it more interesting when you're trying to remember all the things that happened.
Go back, and before we all wrap up, give the shin to the orphanage, get my equipment back on, all that good stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The stuff we don't need to try and remember for next
Yeah.
session.
Sure.
Okay.
I didn't even cast any spells even.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay. So before you log us out,
This Thursday will be part 4 of Descent into Avernus. We are taking off next week because of our gospel meeting. We're having our congregation. So neither session is happening. The week after, hopefully, we should be good. until next time, happy gaming. Bye bye.